Hi, welcome to the Round 3 Championship. Today it's Centennial versus LeRoy. Let's make the teams and we'll get started.
Justin Wong, sophomore.
Jarrett Light, senior.
Daniel Olson, senior.
Daniel Stratton, senior.
Manuel Hernandez, junior.
James Loftus, junior.
Trey Meyer, junior.
Seth Morgan, sophomore.
JV Reddy, junior.
Okay. To which famous French art gallery was a glass pyramid added in 19 Centennial, Jarrett?
The Louvre.
The Louvre is correct. Presidents Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln are all represented just in Centennial.
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore is correct. Only these Japanese were allowed to carry katana. Centennial Justice.
Samurai.
Samurai is correct. The density of which substance is measured by a lactometer? Centennial Daniel.
Milk.
Milk is correct.
Oh,
What kind of construction along a canal enables shipping to navigate between two bodies of water at different heights? LeRoy Manuel.
Bridge?
Not a bridge, no.
I think it's a gate. Right? 2 different heights. Isn't it like something that I can lift it up and stuff? I don't know. It's
An elevator.
A gate? A gate?
No, it's a lock.
Oh,
Who discovered the rabies vaccination? Did some other things too. Louis Pasteur in 1885. In 2008, Ford Motor Company raised $540 million by selling its stake in what Japanese auto company? Centennial Daniel.
Mitsubishi.
Not Mitsubishi. Yes, confirm.
That was Hyundai.
Toyota.
Mazda. What was the name given to the first cloned sheep? Centennial Justin.
Dolly.
Dolly is correct. When the United Nations was established in 1945, which international body did it replace? LeRoy Trey.
League of Nations.
League of Nations. What famous circus ran a clown college in Florida that boasted over 1,400 Centennial Daniel?
Ringling Brothers.
Yes, Ringling Brothers. If you divide 30 by a half and then add 10, what's the answer? LeRoy James.
70.
70 is correct. What ship left its passengers stranded on Gilligan's Island? LeRoy Trey.
The Minnow.
Yes, the SS Minnow. What sea creature can have an eye measuring 16 inches, the largest in the animal kingdom? Centennial Jarrett.
Giant squid.
Squid, yes. Which show did the Muppets first regularly appear on? LeRoy Trey.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. What do you call a poker hand in which 5 random cards belong to the same suit? LeRoy James.
Flush.
Flush is correct. In celebration for its completion, what ancient Roman structure held 100 days of games? Centennial Nathaniel.
The Colosseum.
Colosseum is correct. There are only 4 gemstones that can be called precious. The rest are semi-precious. What are the 4 precious gemstones? Centennial Nathaniel.
Sapphire, diamond, ruby, emerald.
That is correct. Great job. If a Frenchman wants to meet you vis-a-vis, where does he want to meet you? LeRoy Manuel.
Later.
Not later, no. You guys confirm?
Did he say where he wanted to do? Like at the same place?
At the same place.
No, face-to-face.
Oh.
What Pacific herbal elixir is hyped as the great green hope for relieving stress and anxiety? What Pacific herbal elixir is hyped as the great green hope for relieving stress and anxiety? LeRoy James.
Wheatgrass.
Not wheatgrass, no.
Absinthe. Absinthe.
No, it's a good answer though. Kava is what we're looking for. Kava. With which modern country do you associate the Ottoman Empire? Centennial Justin.
Turkey.
Turkey is correct. Which term is used when a woman cannot advance beyond a certain level in a company due to sexism? LeRoy Trey.
Glass ceiling.
Glass ceiling. How many laps remain in an auto race when the white flag is waved? LeRoy James.
1.
1 is correct. Yes. Which Russian ballet dancer played a major role in the 1985 film White Nights? was Mikhail Baryshnikov. Which word that is part of a plant also means to follow someone? Centennial Daniel.
Stalk.
Stop.
No.
What federal organization was combined to control the flood-prone Tennessee River? Centennial Daniel.
Tennessee Valley Authority.
Yes, the TVA. What part of the eye gives it its color? Centennial Jared.
Iris.
Iris. Who was the other orator at the Gettysburg Cemetery on the day that Lincoln delivered his famous address? It was Edward Everett. What infamous act was committed by Gavrilo Princip? Centennial Daniel.
The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
That is exactly correct. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan fired over 11,000 striking PATCO members. What was their profession? Centennial Jared.
Coal miners.
Not coal miners. You guys confirm?
Petco? Automobile manufacturers.
No, they were air traffic controllers. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to LeRoy.
Hi, my name is Toni Marie Burkhalter. I'm an associate professor of biology and kinesiology. The question is, name the vessel that carries oxygen-poor blood from the heart to the lungs.
Is there something?
Yes. I think so. Pulmonary artery.
The pulmonary artery is the vessel that carries oxygen-poor blood from the heart to the lungs. It's a common misunderstanding that arteries always carry oxygen-rich blood, but it's not true. An artery is named such that it always carries blood away from the heart, and pulmonary is the scientific term for lungs. So, a pulmonary artery carries oxygen-poor blood away from the heart and to the lungs.
Great job on the video question. Let's get back to the regular game. What celebrity chef is associated with California cuisine, duck pizza, and a restaurant named Spago? Centennial Daniel.
Wolfgang Puck.
Wolfgang Puck. Which wine vinegar is made from Trebbiano grapes and gets its coloring from the cask in which they are stored? LeRoy James.
White vinegar.
Not white vinegar. No. Yes, confirm.
It's like, oh, wait, I think that's what it is.
Sherry.
No, balsamic vinegar. Which Southern California city is farthest north? Is it Santa Monica, San Clemente, or Santa Barbara? Centennial Daniel.
Santa Barbara.
Yes. What is the common name of the hot smoked herring that is a popular breakfast dish in England? Hot smoked herring. Those are kippers. What did Sherlock Holmes keep in the toe of his Persian slippers? Centennial Daniel.
Cocaine.
Not cocaine, no. You guys can confirm?
Plates, like metal.
Maybe like a lock.
Lockpick.
No, tobacco. In 1991, which actor burst onto the movie scene playing a hitchhiker and charmer in the movie Thelma and Louise? LeRoy Manuel.
George Clooney.
Not George Clooney, no. You guys confirm?
I don't know who the hitchhiker is. I know the
John Travolta.
Sure.
Need an answer?
John Travolta.
Not John Travolta, Brad Pitt.
Oh.
Brad Pitt.
Oh.
In which city was the Prophet Muhammad born? Centennial Nathaniel.
Mecca.
Mecca is correct. Which component in a gasoline engine ignites the fuel? LeRoy Manuel.
Ignition.
Not the ignition, no. Which component in the gasoline
It's like-
engine?
It's like water, like air or something.
I don't know.
Pan.
Pardon?
The pan.
No, it's the spark plug. Which author wrote Terms of Endearment, The Last Picture Show, and Lonesome Dove? That was Larry McMurtry. Larry McMurtry is the author. The phrases movable feast and city of lights are used to describe which European city? LeRoy James.
London?
Not London, no.
Paris.
Paris.
Paris. What is the probability of rolling a total of 7 with 2 die? Centennial and Nathaniel.
33%.
No.
What?
You guys can confirm?
72.
1-6.
1 and 6, yes. In which country is the state of Andhra Pradesh? Centennial Daniel.
India.
India is correct. Which French word describes a meeting or appointment, often one that promises romance? LeRoy James.
Rendezvous?
Rendezvous is correct. Good job. In which year did Hurricanes Katrina and Rita wreak havoc on New Orleans? LeRoy Trey.
2005.
2005. What Hawaiian island shares its name with a type of porch or veranda? LeRoy James.
Balcony?
Not balcony, no, you see for.
Okay.
No, Lanai. Lanai.
Never.
In what country would you find Marrakesh? Centennial Daniel.
Morocco.
Morocco. Okay, good first round. We'll tally our scores and come back with the lightning round right after this.
My name is David Bach, and I direct the software development track. And this is a new track that we're excited about here at Parkland. This development track allows students to get well versed in the fundamentals of a basic language, say a Java or a C++, some Visual Basic, maybe even some Python, and then start branching off in different areas. And those different areas include things like 3D graphics programming, to do scientific types of graphics. It includes things like mobile development, writing apps. Some of the things that we're also offering through the software development track, it's a 2-year program as well as certificates. So if a student is, again, well versed in some of the core, they can just come in, take 3 or 4 classes and get a certificate, say, in mobile app development or graphics programming or things like that, or database programming. We're looking for students who really want to get immediately a focus in their computer science, where typically, say, if you take the transfer program, it's a lot of gen eds, a lot of the basic types of requirements that universities require in computer science, but then you really won't get to some of the specific computer science programs like app development or graphics or database. With software development, you're going to get to those right away.
Okay, after a good first round, Centennial leads 200 to 120 for LeRoy. Let's get started with our lightning round. Which instrument does jazz musician Stan Getz play? That is a saxophone. What was the pseudonym of William Sidney Porter? Centennial Daniel.
O. Henry.
O. Henry is correct. At number 26 in the periodic table, what's the letter symbol for iron? LeRoy Trey.
FE.
Fe. What is the speed of sound at sea level called? Centennial Jared.
Mach.
Be more specific.
Mach 1.
Mach 1 is correct. What is a person with hydrophobia fear? Centennial Jared.
Water.
Water is correct. Who played Gertie, the little girl in E.T. the Extraterrestrial? Centennial Daniel.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore is correct. What Mexican activity is called jarabe tapado and is performed with a sombrero? LeRoy and Manuel.
A dance?
Yes, can you be more specific though?
Salsa dance.
No, it's a Mexican hat dance. To which family of plants do watermelon belong? They are gourds. Gourds. In economics, the output of each employee within a firm is known as what? It's known as productivity. What four colors appear in the letters of a standard Google logo? Centennial Jared.
Green, yellow, red, and blue.
Yes. The term haptic relates to which of the 5 senses? Haptic. 5 senses. It's touch. On what sea does the Ukrainian port Odessa lie? It is on the Black Sea. Which current carnivore has evolved from the extinct Telesaurus? Teleosaurus. Either way, it's a crocodile. What name did basketball's Lou Alcindor change his name to? LeRoy, Jimmy.
Meta World Peace?
No, it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What unit is used to measure the frequency of radio waves? Centennial, Jared.
Hertz.
Hertz is correct. What is the second letter of the Greek alphabet? LeRoy James.
Beta.
Beta.
Good job.
Which well-known pain relief is based on salicylic acid from willow bark? LeRoy Trey.
Aspirin.
Aspirin. Okay, that's it of our lightning round. We'll now move forward and come back and finish up with round
That was
3
on the
right after this.
My name is Dan Irwin. I work at Plastic Pack Packaging. I've been there for actually 19 years. I took the online course at Parkland College of the Supervisory and Leadership Certificate class. I wanted to improve and sharpen my skills as far as a leader and supervisor for my employees. I was put into this position about a year and a half ago, and at that point I really didn't have a lot of supervisory, so I was kind of learning on the fly, and so I was looking for anything that would help me out to give me an edge. And I really enjoyed the class, and I think it really helped. One of the most important ones was the interaction with the other students. I wound up with the blogging that we did back and forth and stuff. You picked up on other situations that everybody had and how you might be affected by some of those situations that I never even thought of or would have encountered, or even thought I would have. And it was kind of neat being able to, relate with all the other students. My future goals is to try and be the best supervisor I can be so that I can help my employees be the best that they can be in their, I hope in their pursuit of employment at Plastic Pack.
Okay, welcome back. Heading into our final round, Centennial 260, LeRoy 130. Let's get started. What is the relationship called between the circumference of a circle and its diameter? LeRoy James.
Pi.
Pi is correct. What 19th century war did the Procrastinators Club of America begin protesting in 1967? Centennial Daniel.
Vietnam War.
Not Vietnam War. You guys can
Civil War.
Is it 1919?
Civil War? No, it was the War of 1812. Name Leica, what kind of creature was the first to travel up to outer space? LeRoy James. Dog is correct. If your spoon, sinker, and jig become tangled with your monofilament, what are you doing? Centennial Jared.
Sailing.
Not sailing.
I think flexing.
Fishing.
Fishing is correct. What cattle disease can be transmitted to human beings in the form of Centennial Nathaniel?
Mad cow disease.
Yes, BSC, mad cow disease. What did Visa add to credit cards in 1984 to help prevent forgery? LeRoy James.
PIN number?
Not a PIN number, no.
Yeah.
Signature.
No, holograms. Holograms. From what animal does Angora wool come from? Centennial Jared.
The sheep.
Not a sheep, no.
Yak. Llama. Llama?
No, Angora rabbit.
Oh.
Who was tooting his own horn on Arsenio Hall show when he played Heartbreak Hotel on his saxophone? Centennial Daniel.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton is correct. What do you call mineral deposits that rise from the floor of a limestone cave? LeRoy James.
Stalagmites?
Stalagmites. What branch of the U.S. Armed Forces bears the initials USCG? LeRoy Trey.
Coast Guard.
Yes. Who introduced himself as the billionaire tyrant on an episode of The Simpsons? Centennial Daniel.
Mr. Burns.
Not Mr. Burns, no, you guys can refer.
What would it be like on a Gary Rockefeller?
Need an answer?
Bill Clinton.
No, Rupert Murdoch. What is a tree or shrub called that sheds its leaves annually? LeRoy Manuel.
Deciduous.
Yes. Good job. What two chemical elements make up the mineral quartz? LeRoy James.
Carbon and silicon.
No, not carbon and silicon.
Silicon and oxygen.
Yes. Who succeeded Tony Blair as Britain's Prime Minister? Centennial Daniel.
David Cameron.
No. You guys refer?
Colton or something like that.
He was on the prime minister for
Calder?
Gordon Brown.
Gordon, not even that.
By what name is Irish singer Paul Hewson better known? Centennial Daniel.
Bono.
That's correct. The Skywalk with its 4-inch thick glass floor turned 66 feet. Centennial Daniel.
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon is correct. What children's novel series began with Secret of the Old Clock? Children's novel series. Centennial Jared.
Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew, published in 1930. Two events make up an Olympic weightlifting competition. The clean and jerk is one. What is the other? LeRoy Manuel.
Bank press.
No, no.
Yeah.
Deadlift.
Snatch. What U.S. state was home to a 600-mile-long colony of Argentina ants by 2000? Centennial Nathaniel.
California.
It is California. What famous New Orleans street is named after a royal French Centennial Daniel?
Bourbon.
Yes. What three letters describe the relationship between body weight and body size? Centennial Nathaniel.
BMI.
Yes, body mass index. What Argentinian plain extends from Buenos Aires to the Andean Centennial Daniel?
Patagonia.
No, not Patagonia. I can finish for you guys. What Argentinian plain extends from the Buenos Aires to the Andean foothills?
Andean. What? Pampas?
Yes. What is the fourth planet from the sun? Centennial Justin.
Mars.
Mars is correct. HDL is the so-called good cholesterol. What three letters are used for the bad? LeRoy Manuel.
LDL.
LDL is correct. Good job. For which film did Halle Berry win a Best Actress award in 2002, becoming the first black female artist to do so? Centennial Daniel.
Monsters Ball.
That's correct. What edible bird did Benjamin Franklin want? LeRoy James.
Turkey.
Turkey is correct. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which is for Centennial.
Hi, my name is Toni Marie Burkhalter. I'm an associate professor of both biology and kinesiology. The question is, in nutrition, there are 6 nutrient classes. Which nutrient class is sodium contained?
Essential minerals.
Sodium is a mineral. The 6 nutrient classes include lipids or fats, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and water. If you learn more about the minerals, you'll discover that they're all found on the periodic table of elements, sodium being no exception.
Okay, let's finish up the game. Who took on the role of James Bond for the first time in 2006? LeRoy James.
Sean Connery.
Not Sean Connery.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, yes. On Sesame Street, what count looks like a vampire and does things strictly by the numbers? Centennial Justin. Need an answer?
The count.
More, we need more? No, you guys can refer?
Count Dracula? Count Dracula?
No, Count Von Count.
Seriously?
Seriously?
Which Middle Eastern country was once known as Persia? Centennial Daniel.
Iran.
All right. American president founded the National Aeronautics and Space Administration? Centennial Daniel.
John F. Kennedy.
Not John F. Kennedy. NASA in 1958.
Go ahead.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower, yes.
Oh, seriously?
A person who is not in his element is known as a fish. LeRoy James. Out of water, yes. What do you call a small surface on a polished gemstone? LeRoy James.
Face.
Yes, face facet. What is the name of the online money transfer system owned by LeRoy Jimmy?
No, it's Seth now.
Sorry, Seth. Sorry.
Bitcoin?
Pardon?
Bitcoin?
No.
PayPal. It's PayPal.
PayPal.
PayPal, yes. Which French military unit, which welcomes volunteers of all nationalities, Centennial Daniel?
French Foreign League.
Pardon?
French
Yes.
Foreign League.
Foreign Legion. What name is given to the theoretically lowest possible temperature? Centennial Jared.
Absolute zero.
Absolute zero is correct. What city puts a spell on sound seekers with its annual Voodoo Music Festival? Centennial Daniel.
New Orleans.
New Orleans is correct. What is a person suffering from anosmia lose? LeRoy James.
Memory.
No, not memory.
Smell. Anosmia. Smell.
Yes, it's smell. Which religion's holy book is the Torah? Centennial Nathaniel.
Judaism.
Yes. Which word refers to the belief that the soul of a person who has died will be reborn? LeRoy James.
Reincarnation.
Yes, reincarnation. What word consists of the Greek words for know and place? LeRoy James.
Oblivion.
Not oblivion, no.
No.
You answer?
Tartarus.
No, utopia. What day marks the official end of Easter? That is the Pentecost. How many sides does a rhombus have? Centennial Jared.
4.
4 is correct. Name the Oscar winner who did one-arm push-ups on stage. That was Jack Palance for the movie City Slickers. What disc do participants throw in ultimate? LeRoy Manuel. Frisbee is correct. What are the arms of an octopus called? LeRoy James.
Tentacles.
Tentacles is correct. What is the Fahrenheit boiling point of water at LeRoy James?
212.
212 at sea level, yes. Which Atlantic Ocean current carries more water every second than all the world's rivers put together? Centennial Jared.
El Nino.
Not El Nino, no, he doesn't.
I don't know. It's like a current in the ocean.
If we don't
Try,
have
go ahead.
Trade winds.
No, the Gulf Stream. What is the vertical axis in a coordinate system called? LeRoy James.
Y-axis.
Y-axis. Okay, that's the end of our game. We'll tally up the score and tell you who's moving on to our final four right after this.
Catch live, play-by-play coverage of Parkland sports. Live the action live. CobraSports.net.
Okay, really good game. Centennial 480, LeRoy 300, which means Centennial moves on to join Prairie Central and Champaign St. Thomas More in our finals. Join us next time and we'll find out who our last team will be on the Parkland Challenge 2016.